Bueno, acá estamos de vuelta en la base. Ya hicimos todas las misiones secundarias. Vamos a hacer la misión principal hasta donde podamos. Hasta que nos dé el level. Y recién ahí vamos a descansar para que pueda recobrar la mayor cantidad de experiencia posible. Porque cada vez que nos comemos a alguien cambia todo el distrito. Y la verdad que es un quilombo. Así que bueno, más o menos el objetivo es por ahí.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right. Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
He analizado la sangre.
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
¿Por qué se mueve tan raro el loco, no?
Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stole, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
Convertir Londres en mi
And
reino.
why not? What did Stoker say about the children of the night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Sí, yo la maté. Tenemos... ¿Tenemos o no tenemos? ¿Dónde está? Sí, tenemos. Vamos a aplicarle el tratamiento correspondiente a la que es Eva Green. Esta. Acá.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm thirsty, Doctor. I feel decay rising in me.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
My condition cannot be understood by you, mortal. This curse is beyond your science.
Remedio.
Well, until the day science finally admits failure, please accept this little contribution.
Thank you, Doctor. Your efforts are admirable, though laughable.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dump.
Y ahora ya está. Ya puedo... Ok, listo. Vamos a...
Good evening, Miss.
Oh, I'm third.
Vamos a cautivar. Bien. Es una pena, pero bueno, hay que reunir la mayor cantidad de experiencia posible.
Beware, child of the night, for
Opa.
I shall come back and have my vengeance.
Oh, oh, oh. Mira.
Why the Goswicks came here in the first place?
Ok.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Pequeño atajo. Y estamos.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Asiste discretamente. Ah, por acá. Está bien. Por acá. Oh, no, más arriba. Más arriba. Acá.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
Vamos. Acá.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept.
Está recibiendo esta.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
Aprendo cada noche.
I'm learning. Every night is a new lesson. What I am, what I must do to survive. But my sister, she shouldn't have suffered because of my weakness.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be right.
Of course. I've stared upon this world for centuries. And time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Qué loco. La vieja quejándose que no le puede dar ahí el entierro apropiado por la pandemia es un reflejo de lo que pasó acá al principio, de que no podían ver el cuerpo, ni funerales, ni esas cosas, todo por la pandemia. Es como un reflejo de, o sea, lo que pasó hace no sé cuántos años atrás vuelve a pasar ahora, es todo igual, no cambió nada, solo la tecnología nada más. Es muy loco eso, como lo refleja la verdad, más que este juego fue hecho antes del COVID, así que peor.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Opa.
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
Zarpado.
These
Gigante.
immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Listo. Acá.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
No necesito a alguien que me escuche.
I've no need for a kind ear, only a moment of peace in God's house.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
Mis palabras son para un difunto.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
¿Vas a decir la verdad?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
It was an accident. A terrible, terrible accident.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
Murió por mi culpa. Ojalá pudiese olvidar lo ocurrido.
I wish I could forget all this.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
Por favor, perdóname.
I killed you. There's no excuse. My dear Mary, forgive me.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
¿Y ahora? Ok. No sé para qué le habrá servido, pero...
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Y no, amigo, la verdad que no.
It's locked, all right.
Creo que con esto no tengo ningún avance, me parece. A ver. No. No.
Good.
Vamos a seguir camino. Vamos a volver de nuevo.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Die, vermin!
Ay, Dios. Ahí está. ¿Qué pasó?
And pain are precious when binding you to the
I remember you.
Upa. No. Fuck.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making. This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you? I am the land. You are our champion.
Basta de adivinanza.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind. Be stilled, my child. I bring understanding. What is it you seek? This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged. This has something to do with the epidemic. Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
¿Qué quiere este loco?
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity?
No, se proyectaba para
Or
mí.
was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
¿Qué pasó acá?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Goodbye.
¿Qué pasó?
Jonathan, my sincere condolences for your loss.
Your kindness is
Ah,
much
mira, puedo
appreciated.
girar la cámara, mira.
Is there anything you require?
Goodbye.
Esto no los puedo agarrar nunca en... para escucharlos hablar. Ah. ¿Qué pasó acá? No entiendo qué pasó. Está acá. Rápido, rápido, rápido. Ay. Perdón. Acá atrás. Rápido, eso. Bien, pude hacerlo.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Mortimer trató de quitarse la vida. Ok. Vamos a investigar.
Good evening, Doctor.
No. Mira acá.
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail.
Mira vos.
I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs.
Beatriz ocultó el intento de suicidio de su hijo para evitar que fuera a la cárcel.
But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Goodbye, Miss.
Sí.
I'm all right.
Sweet or
Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
A ver si puede... Acá.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
Puede confiar en mí.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you then.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then
perfecto.
perhaps we'll talk.
Excelente.
I have to go now, sir.
Bien. Bien. Bueno, vamos a hablar de nuevo con el loco. Por si tenemos que volver a salir. Y después hacemos todo de una.
So many deaths.
God protect us.
¿Y este?
You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Tranca, amigo, ¿eh?
Leave him, Jonathan.
Se va a pudrir todo.
This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Pasó, pa.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
Nadie notará un par de cadáveres más.
The hospital is chaotic as it is. No one will notice a few more bodies.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
Ah, es lo que vimos abajo.
She was Miss Harriet Jones.
Oh,
I
la
found
vieja.
her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Lo ayudaré.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please, I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Yo protegeré a todos.
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Pon fin al dolor de Sin Hampton. ¿Y quién es el que dijo que estaba...? Este. Sin Hampton. Qué raro. Encuentra a Sin Hampton en los muelles.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Ok. Bueno, vamos a hacer esta misión.
What on earth happened here?
Claro, acá... Ah, acá estaba la vieja. Estaba el loco acá custodiando... Ah, ahí entendí. Ahí entendí. Ah, acá está. Acá. Esta no creo que nos diga nada, ¿no?
Oh, Jonathan. I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Compartimos esta comida.
Would you care to partake in this meal with me?
Jonathan, how could you say such a
thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Thank you, my lady.
Ok, bueno. Vamos a ir primero al lugar. Acá nomás.
It seems the Prewen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Ah, hasta acá abajo ya. Okay. Ahí estamos, uno. Dos. Bomba. Recupero. Excelente.
I have this thirst for blood.
Ah, ¿acá será? Acá, ¿no? Oh. Ok, a ver. para descansar.
It's locked, all right.
Acá, acá. Cuando encuentres esta carta...
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his
Pero no
trust.
respetaría su privacidad. Se lo vamos a dar a la vieja para cuando nos comamos al otro, la madre sepa que fue suicidio y no que lo atacamos. Es una buena teoría. Acabo de enterar que en esa época suicidarse es un crimen, te meten preso. Qué loco. Sí, o sea, no lo sabía, pero si me lo pongo a pensar no es, o sea, me cuadra. Sí, es un pecado. Zarpado. ¿Por dónde? Me perdí. No, por acá. Bien, sigue por acá. Ah, esta enfermera no sé si...
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tengo algo nuevo. Bueno.
Goodbye.
A la vieja. Abre la carta.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Acá.
Your son asked me to find this letter, Mrs. Goswick. However, I thought it would be preferable to give it to you.
I already know what I'm going to read. Mortimer, why are you acting in this way? I have done everything I can to help you, but it's not enough.
We will talk about this letter later. I understand that you need some privacy.
Before you leave, take this for your trouble. Thanks to you, my son still has a future. Perhaps.
¿Y de salud, mi amor? ¿Qué te quieren conseguir sexting?
No, estaba poniendo una publicación para renovarlo un poco. Las publicaciones y quería...
Ya casi tenemos todas las pistas.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
Prepárese para lo peor.
Your empathy is remarkable, but I fear that your son's decision to end his life has already been made.
How dare you talk to a mother like that? Talk to me like that?
I'm only trying to be honest, Mrs. Goswick. As painful as this fatal end may be for you, you have to accept this is a possibility.
No, I'll never accept it. If my son was to die under your care, well, you have no idea what I'm capable of, Dr. Reed.
Ah, la mierda. No, error. No, te lo puedo creer. Oh, no sabía. Mira vos. Ah, qué cago.
Good evening, Mr.
I'm okay.
Listo, nos vimos. Ah, no lo puedo creer. No sabía que había malas selecciones. Listo.
I don't feel the peace I was looking for. Mother, were you right all along? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Bien. Encuentra... Ok. ¿Dónde es esto? Ahí. Está bien, seguimos por acá. Seguimos. Ahí. Excelente. Bien. Uf. Uy. Uff, muchas. Acá tenemos todos los personajes nuevos. Por lo que veo. Ah.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
¿Es usted un
Are you
justiciero?
some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
¿A qué banda pertenece?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Bot puede estar enamorado de Edwina, pero ella es la verdadera líder de la banda.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye, Mr.
Ah, acá está, mira.
But now, everything...
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
No, ¿qué tiene?
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Ah, tiene interesante.
Good evening.
Hello again, Doc.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Deme su trabajo.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
Sí.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then. if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by
Sí, amigo,
threats,
cada una
knives, or
al mío.
even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
Ah, mira. Edwin ha matado hace poco a un hombre como represalia. Ok. Ah, y esta... También lo mismo. Ok. Interesante.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Es un poco excesivo.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
Alguien en
You
concreto.
sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Preguntas personales, tiene sentido.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated.
Bien, pista. Edwina sospecha. Ajá.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
No le derramó la
And your
conciencia.
conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Dale, mi amor. Yo después termino. Yo después hago la guarnición, dale. ¿Estás en droga o todavía no? No. Entonces puedo darte el leche. Ya para escuchar. Ok, ya. ¿Qué ocurrió exactamente?
What happened exactly?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory and this is our law.
Ok, bueno.
Goodbye, man.
Así puedo. Estaba loco acá recién. Ah, se van. Acá, a ver. ¿Se me puede largar lo que falta?
Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
Dale, amigo.
You again.
No. Acá.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Se equivocó.
I think you're wrong. Maybe the docks have always been violent, but you can't say the living don't suffer because of it.
And then what? Let the commies and the anarchists rule? Nah. We're the wet boot boys. Our fathers died on these docks and they belong to us.
Edwina... A ver... sí, muchas.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Goodbye.
Acá.
Been a while since we've seen any new faces round here.
Ok, a ver si podemos ir por acá. Ah. Acá.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I can feel it.
Este.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
Estudia en Londres sobre esta parte de la ciudad.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
En concreto.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Tom es... ¿Es este, no? Ah, no. ¿Quién es Tom? Ah, este, mira. Ok.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
Algo que le molesta.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Es complicado ser un buen tío.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Ok.
Goodbye.
Bueno, bien. Es por acá. Ah. Genial. Perfecto, es por acá.
This is despicable.
Un tumor. Otro más.
No civilians allowed. Crush the leg. Filthy piece of shit.
Perfecto. Me curo y pumba, listo. ¿No me dropea? ¿Dónde estoy? No lo sé.
It's locked.
Ya.
See them fancy clothes? This one's off!
Están pegando ya re duro esto. Dios. Sí. Ok. Mira. Guarida. Creo. No sé dónde. Quilombo. Acá donde estuve recién. Ah. ¿Sí? Ah, acá es donde estuve al principio, ¿será? Principio del juego. Claro. Ahí entiende el recorrido. Por acá. Derecha. Hay que cruzar. Ahí va. Y... perfecto. Por acá. A ver,
This place. Rain may have washed away the blood.
¿Qué pasa, mi amor? Contale a mamá. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Estás bien? ¿Estás bien? ¿Querés charlar nada más? Contale a mamá. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Escuchaste algo? ¿Te asustaste? ¿Están haciendo ruido y no te dejan dormir, mi amor? ¿Eh? ¿Qué pasó? Contale a mamá. Ya pasó. ¿Soñaste nomás? Contale. Hola, papá.
¿Es de tu comida?
Lloré ahí un poquito.
¿Sí?
Tenía que hacer comer.
Tiene que llamarse a nosotros porque tiene que comida.
Contar esto, me lo escribió, terminar de mandar.
Dale, amor, tranquilo, dale apuro.
But not the memory. My poor Mary.
Claro, acá es donde pasó todo. Donde empezó el juego, básicamente.
This is my watch. Damn Grave robbers.
Upa. ¿Ah? Ah, mirá, en la existencia de criaturas sobrenaturales. Decide qué información dar bien a con. Si fue la muerte de los profanadores de tumbas. Oculta la verdad. Mirá. Quiere que no han mandado su contribución, mandan el dinero y las vertijas que les roban de los movimientos. Se debería volver a explicarle a esos criminales que lo que hacen está muy mal. Igual, creo que pasó. La pregunta. Es muy raro. Y este... Ah, está bien. Me queda justo. Ok, perfecto. Que subir por acá. Perfecto. Acá ya llegué. ¿Dónde estará el collar? Es la pregunta. Ah.
This is a slaughterhouse. It's locked, all right.
Ah, acá está.
From Seymour to my beloved mother Stella. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Pasó.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Conté real y los cuerpos.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
Es un asesino reincidente.
As a man of science, I'd like to try to understand why you killed those people.
Why does there need to be a reason? They were just there. It happened. That's all.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Hablen sus víctimas.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
¿Cuántas?
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
Una tranca.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
All right. Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Le resulta
Did you
presente.
take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace.
Es zarpado.
Stills the anger.
Se rebrote, loco.
For a time.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum, I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Mira, sabe. Parece que es capaz de contar la necesidad de su hijo. Tenía por su madre.
This rage.
No. Acá. ¿Por qué lo...?
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
Y sí, amigo.
I understand your mother's situation. Obtaining justice at the price of betraying her own flesh. It's quite a dilemma.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Taylor hacía condenar a su hijo Seymour a la muerte denunciándolo. Le falta uno más.
Goodbye, Miss.
Que tal vez la vieja me pueda dar la información. Pero ¿dónde estará? La pregunta. Este loco.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
¿Cuánto tiene? 2. Okay.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here. Most prefer to avoid me.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
¿Por qué?
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
Okay.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
¿Tienes trabajo?
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Ah. Ok, y estás solo.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
Todos estamos solos.
We're all truly alone in this world. You're lucky you learnt that early.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Ah, acá está, mira. Ok. Okay. Ah, vista. Rufus Vestera con una madre. Ok, perfecto. Todo gira en torno a la vieja. Que hay que encontrar. Acá está.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
Invíteme a entrar.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Ok.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
Bueno, a ver qué tenemos acá.
It's locked, all right.
Cerrado. Acá. Ok. Perfecto.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
Perfecto. Y tengo... Falta una más. Perfecto.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Soy en Londres. Háblame sobre el huérfano.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter, and no one will bat an eye.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Yeah.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no. My Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Ok. Su hijo es un asesino.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
¿Por qué?
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his, demons.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child, and he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
La justicia.
There is no cure for murder, Mrs. Fishburne. Only justice.
There ain't no hope, then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
No podrá protegerlo siempre.
I understand your pain, but you cannot mother him forever.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Goodbye.
Falta uno.
Evening, Ruth.
Evening, Miss...
No. No.
So long.
Mark my words.